Hello, good morning, wherever you guys are in the world. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Oh, girls, the 5 of you here. How are you doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about transfers, and these are the 10 transfers that should be made in this window, and what I likely expect to happen. And we'll look back on this in, like, I don't know, 2 weeks' time, and more seems to be all wrong. So, see this more as a jinx. So, win-win here. Either I jinx it and I expect it, or it goes well and I look smart. And I do like looking smart. Let's get stuck in. You like football shirts, but don't want to pay your entire weekly salary to get one? This video is sponsored by 365kitshirt.com. I've got an unboxing here of one of the shirts from here, and today we have got ourselves a AC Milan retro shirt in the packaging. Oh my... Okay. And they've also got the authentic Milan badge in there as well. Nostalgic tags. This is proper, this. Let's see how it fits. And there you go. Oh, I love that. Premium shirts for reasonable prices. For you guys, link is down below, top description. Thank you to 365 Kit Shirts, and let's go. Let's start off with the main one, the main news that's been dropped today, and that is that Paul Pogba officially leaves Manchester United, which leaves well, it's an expected departure. Of course, we've all known this for basically the last 2 years now, almost. It feels like it just was never going to work out. I don't know why. For me, it is a massive shame, the fact that Pogba hasn't worked, because from when he joined, the amount of hype and the expectation that everyone thought that, look, this is the next big thing in terms of a midfield dynamo, like one of the best midfielders in the world. He has all the resources and attributes to be the best in the world in his position, and for some reason just didn't really get a position that was stuck to him. He seemed like it was always a question of, can we get a guy to unlock Paul Pogba? And they never did. They never got like a number 6 next to him, a proper DM, other than Matic, who were losing his legs for a good period of time. You know, like, they just never were able to make it work out. And to be fair, we may never really know. I think it's a collection of issues. It was Pogba himself, and also with the club, and also the lack of help around him with some players that can't really give him that freedom. I don't know. Give me your thoughts down below. But Pogba is leaving, so who will we most likely go to? And for me, it's most likely going to be Juventus. People say PSG because it's French, and, you know, it makes sense for him to go back to France. However, I kind of just don't think they have the money. I mean, they got the money, PSG, but look at the contract that they've just given to Mbappe. I just kind of think they're not going to be spending as much as what we would usually expect. Maybe I'm wrong here, of course, but I expect him to go back to Juventus, where he did so well over in Serie A. I think the Italian leagues is more suited to him. He loves Turin, and I kind of feel that working out. Or maybe it goes to AC Milan. Maybe. You never know. Or Inter. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would expect Juventus to be the team that will go back in for him, because he's already done very well there, and I think the Italian league is probably more suited to him as well. So, yeah, I think Pogba to Juventus, I would see that much more likely than him going to a PSG, personally. And speaking of Mbappe deal, of course, Real Madrid will have a lot of money which they were going to give to Mbappe. Of course, now he's staying. That means that that money must go to somewhere else. So for what we've heard a lot in the last 24 hours, that's Chouamani or Chouamini, I do apologise if I do butcher his name, from AS Monaco, should be going to Real Madrid this summer. It was believed between Liverpool and Real Madrid are both in for the Monaco midfielder, of course, with a lot of potential in there, and has done very well, of course, having some good starts as well for the French national team. So he's got a big future ahead of him, and from what we're gathering is that Real Madrid will be the main front runner for him. Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, they're all getting very late on in their careers now, so they may not have that many years left. So the new generation got the likes of Camavinga. Now it's time for also Chouamani, that French midfield, Valverde, with also Camavinga and Chouamani. That's the next generation of midfield right there, and that would be amazing for the future. Next up, going back to England, and this would be, for me, this is what I want and what I think makes the most sense, and that is Bastogne to Tottenham Hotspur. Antonio Conte, he wants a lot of players to suit his system. Bastogne, great Italian centre-back, done fantastic this year, and I can see him going up to Spurs. I just feel like it makes perfect sense to me. I think he'll be bringing a lot of players from Inter that he's already previously used, and bring them over, who has already done well in his system. So I would imagine that he'd be also going to Spurs as well. This should happen. If this happens, there'll be a massive coup for Tottenham Hotspur, and as I said before, I think they'll get into the top 4 this year comfortably. That's what I firmly believe as of right now. Up next, Lewandowski. Okay, of course I do live in Poland. and a lot of hype around Lewandowski. He's basically confirmed that he should be leaving, and in my mind, I don't know why, but I just cannot see him leaving. I don't know why. I can imagine a world where this all ends up in a U-turn, that he ends up staying at Bayern Munich, because the main link that I've heard is Barcelona, but my main concern is, do they have the wages for that? Because they're in over $1 billion of debt. I saw an article the other day saying that they can't even, confirm 2 players to be registered because they do not have the money for it in terms of to fit into financial fair play system. So can they bring in the likes of a Lewandowski? It's possible if they also offer Ousmane Dembele, who could also be going out as well, and also if they do offload Frenkie de Jong, who, from what I believe, wants to stay. However, Man United does want him, but he wants to stay at Barcelona because he's a fan of the club. He wants to stay playing in Champions League. I feel bad for Frenkie de Jong because clearly he doesn't want to leave Barcelona, but he may actually have to. Otherwise, Barcelona can't even register their own players because of their own idiocy. So, with Lewandowski, I would not be surprised if this is on a U-turn and that he actually does end up staying at Bayern Munich, because I can't see him in England. I can't see him there. I don't think PSG will want him. And the only team I can think of is teams in Italy. Up next, sticking in Italy, and I did say that I want Spurs to go for Paulo Dybala because he will be leaving Juventus this year. I would not be surprised if he does actually also stay in Italy. And one team that will be in the need of a striker is also Inter Milan. So Inter Milan has got some rumours. I believe the CEO has said that he has got some intentions to bring in Paulo Dybala, and I think that could be possible. So yeah, from what I can gather, not many other teams are really in for him other than Inter Milan. So Paulo Dybala probably staying in Italy. Going over to England and over to London, and this will be for Arsenal. And for Arsenal, I think it will be a lot of people are hyped about Gabriel Jesus, who I believe could be leaving or should be leaving. I'm not going to say him. I think what I think may happen, is a Yuri Tielemans. We already know that he'd be leaving Leicester. We know that he wants to leave. He wants European football. Gabriel Jesus, would he want to leave City to go and play for Arsenal? I don't know if that'd be a step down for him in his career, but he'd be the main man. Or a Tielemans, who would be also a main man at Arsenal, but also will get that upgrade from playing, another European football at a bigger club. So, for me, I would say Yuri Tielemans to Arsenal. That has to be done. I think for Arsenal to move forward, they need a better midfield. They can't be keep on rolling with Xhaka or El Neni. Okay, Partey has got his moments, but even still, he could be a bit inconsistent. They need someone like a Tielemans there, and I hope that they get this done because I think they need that to be done to move forward, really, especially if Spurs will be improving in the way that we're seeing. And then up next, staying in England as well, Tarkowski, Burnley player, of course, is going. I believe that he should be going to Newcastle. For me, Newcastle makes sense because they've got a lot of money to spend. Tarkowski is wanting 120 grand a week, I believe. So the likes of Everton and Aston Villa, I don't think Everton, they're linked. I don't think they'll spend that money on him. I think that'd be a big risk for them to spend that much money on wages. And also Aston Villa, they've already brought in Diego Carlos and also Kamara. I don't think they'll also be going for Tarkowski as well. So I think the one that makes the most sense is a Newcastle United. They got the wages to pay, and he is a great player right now for the next few years. That would do a great job for them. I can see this making the most sense. And the issue is back to Barcelona. With Barcelona, they've been linked to so many players like Rafinha, like Ruben Neves, with the likes of also, of course, Lewandowski. But they are in such a financial issue that how can you bring in players if they can't even register them? It's so messed up there right now with Barcelona, which will be enticing to see what will happen for the future. One player which is available right now is Raheem Sterling, who has been linked to Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea brand new ownership. How much money would they have to spend in the first year? I don't think they'll spend as much money in the first season as what they would in other years because they just bought out a club. Oh, that's what I would imagine anyway. But Raheem Sterling has got also links to Chelsea and also to the likes of course, Real Madrid, which I can't see happening. Going over to French League, the one link that I've seen that makes the most sense that I don't think it'd be too expensive for PSG, and that would be Nkunku, who would actually be coming back to PSG as he was there in the past. I'd be surprised if Nkunku does stay at RB Leipzig, and also because Di Maria is indeed leaving, there'll be that gap there in PSG. Di Maria going, that will leave a space open for Nkunku, who can go back to Paris and his hometown club, and we'll see what happens there. That for me, I'd be very surprised if he just stay at RB Leipzig, so look forward to that. And there you go, boys, that is the best transfer business right now. Of course, they've left out the likes of Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich because that's pretty much already confirmed, so that will happen as well, so that'd be interesting to see. And that means likes with Leroy Sané could be available in the market. Who could go for him? We'll have to find out. Tell me down below what team you want your club to go and sign. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. And stay safe, lads.